Great stories are timeless and they'll last forever. So at BioWare, we try to make that the heart of what we're doing.
You know, you really bond with these characters, you remember them, you remember the story long after you've played it.
This isn't just a story that I want to tell, it's a story that is to be discovered. It's interactive narrative.
As we start designing the next Mass Effect game, we start by asking fans what they want, you know, what Mass Effect means to them. One of the things that fans have told us most about what they want in the next Mass Effect game is to go somewhere new and to move forward.
New places, new characters, new people to fall in love with.
We're taking you to a whole new region of space.
This world is so vast that you can just kind of continue on to the horizon, and there's more and more experience for the player to enjoy.
Pick a planet across the other side of the galaxy and fly there and see what you'll discover.
Imagine what we can do now with the power of new consoles and amazing software.
It all looks fantastic.
We've never seen these characters this real before.
We think fans of the series are going to be surprised at just how far we're going. While the Montreal studio is working on the next Mass Effect game, our team here in Edmonton is developing a completely new IP.
It's a chance to have a clean sheet design and start from the most fundamental principles you can have.
We want to take on very contemporary stories, and yet we want to build a world that is as big and as imaginative as everything we've done before.
It starts off with baby steps. What are the environments? What are cities like? What are characters like?
So we're trying to build a fictional world that feels real and is alive and is constantly changing.
This is what the world is doing right now. Come and play.
At BioWare, we're building worlds and journeys for the next generation.
How far can we go with these new games? Wait and see.
An old cowboy went riding out one dark and windy day. Up on a ridge he rested as he went along his way. When all at once a mighty herd of midnight cows he saw plowing through ragged skies and up the cloudy draw. Ghost riders in the sky.
The BioWare sound department likes to head out to the shooting range several times a year. It's always best to get out into the field and get the real thing. Sometimes they don't always have what we want, so we get the R&D department back at the office to loan us the real thing. So we've got an M8 Avenger here. It's a real beaut. This one's got an expanded load core. It's my first time using it though, so I'm not really very confident. Cody, do you know how to turn the safety off on this thing? Oh, shit. You were rolling on that, right?
Hi, I'm Colin Campbell. I'm the lead level designer here working on Mass Effect Andromeda in BioWare Montreal. So an average day for me is, I show up, I usually have a little bit of time to settle in, get some breakfast or drink some tea, catch up on emails that might have come in overnight, and then I kind of square away for my day. I take care of how we create levels for Mass Effect Andromeda. The role of level designer is equal parts providing gameplay to the player as it is storytelling, as it is supporting art, as it is taking all those disparate pieces and trying to be one of the pieces of glue that holds them all together and creates a cohesive experience. If you're making a big RPG like we're making, they're big moving beasts. So you need to have a team that's capable of taking vision from high up and populating it out to a game that, in a lot of cases, all the devs won't see all the parts of it. So you have to have a really, really good team that's really good at communication. I might tell a level designer that we need to make a level where we're feeling like you're entrenched, you're pushing people back from all angles. We want that kind of feeling narratively. So the level designer might take that experience and try different things. They might look at different enemy compositions. They might like different layout compositions. There's not a lot of micromanaging because people are allowed to try things, fail a little bit, improve. The team here at BioWare Montreal is a really great mix. We've got folks from all over the industry. We've got BioWare veterans that have moved out here from Edmonton. We've got folks that this is their first BioWare game, like myself. So it's this wonderful, cool mix of lots of different people, lots of different personalities, lots of different approaches. It's a very lively studio. It's weird to come into work and have conversations that are contextual to games you played before you were part of the company and realize you're talking to the guy who wrote Minsk and you're talking to the guy who built the Normandy. There's still weird geek out moments. Holy crap, you built the Tally acquisition mission in M2, and it's like, so those, I hope that never goes away. So I remember when the E3 trailer came out, when that got shown to the public, that kind of made it real in a way that you don't get when you're in a meeting room. This is what we're doing, and people are responding to it, and they're making predictions, and they're making guesses, and they're asking questions, and the tenor of excitement just skyrocketed. That was sort of a magical period of time where all of us sort of realized, oh yeah, this is it. This is a really fun environment to work in. There's really, really good people here. So that makes it worthwhile to come into work every day and toil through 8 hours of meetings and all the hurdles that come with making a game.
We are travelers, constantly moving forward and looking back. Alone and as one. We have no choice but to try. For our insatiable curiosity. For our fear of what should happen if we don't. You are that explorer now. We will say goodbye, and you will look back one last time and know that wherever you go, we will be with you. This is Commander Shepard, signing off.
Our survival as a species has always depended on our drive to seek out the undiscovered, push beyond our limits, and expand the boundaries of our known world. With Mass Effect, we are going further than ever before. To Andromeda, to build a new home for humanity. Imagine distant star systems with remote and hostile planets, teeming with alien life and civilizations. Worlds where adventure, danger, and the unknown are waiting to be discovered. We've created a universe that you will lose yourself in, a whole new galaxy for you to explore.
Hi everyone, I'm Aaron Flynn, General Manager here at BioWare. I'm excited to show you a glimpse of how Mass Effect Andromeda is taking the power of Frostbite to new heights on the Sony PlayStation Neo platform. Before we get started, if you're not watching this in a 4K screen, find one and come back. Our game is going to look fantastic on whatever platform you choose to play on, but this video is meant to be experienced in 4K. 4K allows the game to take on new levels of depth, making Mass Effect more immersive than ever.
No sunlight, no water. They should all be dead.
What you're seeing here is a very small slice of the game in development. Everything here is in-game, captured directly from a PlayStation Neo during pre-alpha. We selected this segment specifically to showcase some of the ways that Neo will bring our environments and characters to life like never before.
More Remnant.
Remember, they don't turn nasty unless you get too close.
Beyond higher resolutions, we will offer high dynamic range lighting on supported platforms. That means every detail will come to life with a sense of depth, richness, and realism that simply hasn't been possible in the past.
Will you look at that?
Wow, I really was just scratching the surface.
Feel that? This whole platform's resonating. Something. Must be close. No question. This is the heart of the vault.
We leave you now with a cutscene where you can really see our characters up close. Be sure to tune in on November 7th, when we'll premiere our brand new trailer and officially open the doors to the next chapter of the Mass Effect universe.
Is that the Helios cluster?
Yeah, there we are. All these points could be vaults in other worlds. Dormant like this one.
Hey, look there. The whole place is lighting up. Power readings are off the chart. Really off the chart.
But if it's back online, we should be good.
Go!
This path began a long time ago. A course paved through human history that took us across continents, oceans, and ultimately to the stars. For us, this planet is home. It's protected us, challenged us, and provided us the foundation to become galactic citizens. But the time has come to prepare ourselves for a future beyond the Milky Way. A future that begins 600 years from where we stand, in a time and place among unknown stars and unseen dangers. And so we issue this call to the brave, the inquisitive, to the trailblazers of the human race, as an invitation to stand on the shoulders of those who came before and challenge yourself to go further. Begin your journey. Join the Andromeda Initiative today. We slept for hundreds of years, dreaming of a new home. But when we finally awoke, our dreams of peace were shattered.
Welcome back.
You're the new Pathfinder.
This is incredible.
It's acting like a gravity well.
I have a bad feeling.
We're the aliens.
My God.
Congratulations on your successful acceptance into the Andromeda Initiative. My name is Jian Garson, the founder of this unprecedented mission. This journey is a major milestone for all of humanity, as well as every other species in the Milky Way galaxy. You are about to embark on a voyage unlike anything attempted before. And make no mistake, this is a one-way trip. 600 years from now, you will awake from cryostasis on the outskirts of the Andromeda Galaxy. Most of you will be aboard Ark Hyperion, while the rest will travel on the Nexus with me. In addition to Hyperion, 3 other Arks, each harboring a separate species, will depart the Milky Way at the same time. Each Ark will be assigned its own Pathfinder, a blend of elite soldier, scientist, and guide, who will be tasked with finding a new home on one of the golden worlds that our long-range sensors have identified within Andromeda's Helios cluster. Over the coming months, you will be briefed on a selection of classified information, all of which will be critical to your success. Arcs and Nexus overviews, ground and space vehicle certification, outpost establishment guidelines, first contact protocols should we encounter new sapient life forms. In addition, those accepted onto the Pathfinder team will also receive weapons, biotics, and survival training for even the harshest environments. You represent some of the best humanity has to offer, and I again salute your bravery in accepting this mission. There are no guarantees, no certainties. But, if successful, we have a chance to do the impossible and create a new future for all humanity. Begin your journey.
Mass Effect Andromeda is the next generation of action RPG.
Yeah. No way this is home.
Brand new epic sci-fi adventure set in a vast explorable galaxy. You are the Pathfinder, part explorer, part soldier, part guide. And it's your mission to find a new home for humanity. But in Andromeda, resources are scarce, worlds are hazardous or outright uninhabitable. Every planet has its own story. On this one, warring outlaw factions fight over every available scrap. You can make new allies or enemies. The choice is yours.
Not too shabby for folk who got kicked off the station with nothing to show for it.
All I see is the trail of bodies they left behind. Sam, tell me about Sloane Kelly.
Before joining the initiative as head of Nexus security, Miss Kelly served in the Alliance with a nearly spotless record.
Nearly?
She was involved in multiple altercations with other officers.
A hothead. Great.
What brings a Pathfinder to our humble port?
Van Terev. Name ring any bells?
What's he to you? And don't lie to me.
Just point me to where you're holding him and there won't be any trouble.
There won't be.
Drop it! Now! You first.
Get out, or I'll put you down.
These worlds are big, so for the sake of time, we're going to speed up our adventure. There are many paths to follow on this planet, and you'll need everything at your disposal to survive. Whether it's a six-wheel drive Nomad, which protects you from hazards and enemies, or the scanning and analysis tools to help you interpret everything you discover.
Look for anything that might lead us to the killer.
The tracks make it look like an ambush.
Fits the Rokar profile. It's a start.
Angaran blood. Matches your Rokar theory, Reyes.
Keep scanning. We need hard evidence.
In a dangerous alien galaxy desperate for resources, conflict is inevitable. But you'll have access to futuristic weapons, gear, and powers to help you in your fight for a new home. Though you start out with the ship and the Nomad, almost everything else you need, you'll have to find, steal, or craft yourself. And that's critical to your survival. These worlds have many dangers, from environmental hazards to hostile wildlife. A new galaxy awaits. How far will you go?
Hi, I play Scott Ryder.
And I'm Sarah Ryder. I'm the prettier, older, wiser Ryder, because I came out first.
By 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's 2 minutes sooner than you.
We've been in the studio like quite a bit.
Spend so much time here, it's like we're actually family.
Well, it's almost like being brother and sister.
Well, I mean, not like really being brother and sister, I mean.
No, because that'd be weird.
Hey.
Hey.
Is that your water?
Yeah. They got bottles of it, and if you want
Cool.
to. Like a little bit of sibling rivalry, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it's not a competition.
No.
Because if it was, I'd be winning.
But I've been taking it easy for 600 years. Even if it isn't, we'll be ready. You know, something with rush. I'll get to it. I don't like the sound of that. I hope. And I set up for a little adventure for you. But I feel like it's 600-year-old popsicle. I hope we packed more coffee. Yeah! Yeah! What now?
I don't really think that counts.
I think it does.
We do help each other out.
Yeah, it's been pretty good overall. I mean, we made some adjustments for you, but otherwise it's been really good. Mic's not even on. Blah, 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 blah. I helped Tom through his first romantic scene.
Wasn't my first
Yeah, it was.
romantic scene.
Sure.
I have 2 kids. Boom, right? I wanted to save the scene, right? So as the farther in the process, I'm more familiar with Ryder and the other characters, you know, like.
Told me.
I'm not afraid of sex.
He's terrified.
Sam, relay to the Tempest that we're stranded but alive. No choice but to investigate Peebee's signal.
Pathfinder, this console controls the gate.
Is that right? March 21st?
Yeah, March 21st. Somebody pointed out to me that was 3, 2, 1, so I guess blast off then.
March 21st. That's amazing.
Greetings and welcome, recruits. I am Avina, your virtual intelligence resource and guide for the duration of this briefing. Inspired by the Milky Way Citadel, the Nexus is a smaller, streamlined space station designed to serve as your central support hub and temporary home once in Andromeda. The Nexus will carry with it a contingent of officials, engineers, traders, and security personnel on its voyage to Andromeda. All remaining humans will travel together, 20,000 strong, on Ark Hyperion. Even with faster-than-light travel, it would still take several human lifetimes to cover the 2.5 million light-years to your destination. Survival will be made possible by spending the majority of this voyage in cryostasis, protected beneath the Mass Effect shields generated by your pods. As you travel to the edges of the known galaxy, a small escort of combat pilots will defend us from any threats. However, once we cross into dark space, we will be alone with only our kinetic barriers to shield us during our centuries-long journey. Once in Andromeda, the Nexus and Arks will rendezvous in the Helios cluster, and operations will commence immediately. While the Nexus will be largely functional at launch, many elements of its construction are only scheduled for completion upon arrival at our destination. Docked to the Nexus, the Arks will provide additional power and storage to the station. You will be revived and assigned quarters in one of the residential blocks for a short time, as our immigration staff assists you in choosing a new homeworld. Until the Pathfinders have completed securing these habitats, the Nexus will offer many duties and distractions. The archives in the Cultural Center house the combined history of the many Milky Way species and will assist new races encountered in learning about our galaxy and its past. Lush hydroponics gardens are available for a quiet escape. Or you can also take the opportunity to socialize with a visit to the Vortex Lounge for any desired off-duty indulgences. The Operations Center will oversee security and management of the entire station, housing everything from colonization efforts to Pathfinder HQ, where Pathfinders will converge to share information and discuss their progress. The state-of-the-art science labs will also be on hand to investigate their discoveries as they begin to unlock the secrets of this new galaxy. Together, you will create a bustling center of trade, community, government, and diplomacy. The beating heart of your new beginning in Andromeda. I invite you to visit me there for further assistance.
Glad to make your acquaintance, recruits. The lucky few of you accepted to the Pathfinder team will be flying with me. I'm Callow Jaff, and this is the Tempest. I've been her pilot since the early prototype days, so take my word when I tell you that she's light, stealthy, and easily the fastest ship in her class, capable of doing 13 light years per day. Of course, all that speed comes with some sacrifice. She isn't weighed down by heavy armor or a main gun, but rest assured, anything we can't outrun will have a tough time finding us. Between missions, Pathfinder team will call the Tempest home, and everything in our home is state-of-the-art. Our research room is available for R&D needs. This will be the space for gathering intel and samples we've acquired and working out their practical application in upgrading everything from weapons to armor to the Nomad scout rover. It's all supported by discoveries from the tech and bio labs aboard. The meeting room gives us a place to gather the crew, or video conference with the Nexus. Below are engineering, the Tempest's armory, med bay, and the cargo bay, which houses the Nomad. During your downtime, you can relax in the crew quarters or the galley. The Pathfinder's cabin is also located nearby, but is off-limits to the general crew. Unless invited, of course. My place is on the bridge. This is where the Pathfinder operates our nav system, synced specifically to them. Any destination in the Helios cluster right at their fingertips. Once we verify ground conditions with our scanners, the Tempest will enter the atmosphere, touch down, and the team will head out in the Nomad for a closer look. This rover is the definition of all-terrain, with twin hydrogen-oxygen fuel cells powering an Element Zero core, independent suspension for each wheel, and interchangeable 4- or 6-wheel drive. She comes equipped with a rear fuel injection boost to propel you forward, and in any tight spots, helium-3 micro-thrusters beneath the vehicle are on hand to blast you clear. The Nomad must be able to adapt to difficult conditions. The modularity of its design allows everything from thrusters, shields, shield blast, life support, radar, and of course, paint jobs to be customized based on our surroundings. And most crucial of all is your ability to scan planet surfaces for valuable resources and mine them with deployable mining drones. We have an entire galaxy to scout, recruits. The next time I welcome you on board the Tempest, I hope to do so as crewmates. See you in Andromeda.
Is that our golden world?
That's Habitat 7. New Earth, if we're lucky. We're marooned, 20,000 souls adrift at sea. When the power runs out, stays out, we need to know if that's safe harbor.
Shuttle 2, taking your lead.
Good luck, Pathfinder team.
All stop, now!
Oh my god.
Get us out of here.
They've got us pinned against the Scourge.
Surrender or burn.
Please, you're not really going out there on your own.
We're explorers. Not an army. Sure, we've been outplayed. The Archon is a master of his game. We're about to change the rules.
He's a human from another galaxy. A Pathfinder.
I don't need an army. I've got a Krogan.
Go right, it'll be fun.
This is exactly why we came.
Cover's blown, run!
They want to fight? We'll give it to them.
We're breaking! Keep it up!
Been waiting 600 years for this.
I'm Christine Lycan, and I play Peebee. Peebee is probably one of the most fun characters I've voiced. She is impulsive, quirky, very different than the rest of the team. She's completely goofy, and sometimes the joke totally lands, and sometimes it really doesn't.
Never met someone who wore so much dead stuff.
She's also somebody who has never really trusted anyone. This is the first time that she's allowed herself to open up and be a part of a team or fall in love. By the end, we see that she's become part of their little family. Everybody sort of has like an eye roll in the beginning, but then they grow to love her. She's different from a lot of the other Asari. They can be kind of cold and sort of distant, and she's very unlike them. She's impulsive and she's spontaneous, and she doesn't really want to plan much for the future. She's definitely living, I think, her most authentic life, and she's been a blast to play.
Can't get over how much there is to learn out here. Cutting edge of remnant research. Is that the Helios cluster?
Hey, look there. The whole place is lighting up. Power readings are off the chart. Really off the chart. Working on Mass Effect Andromeda has been an incredible experience. The game is so beautiful. It's these worlds like you've never seen before. Watching it just blossom into this huge game has been such a thrill. I think Peebee's humor will resonate with people, for sure. I think some of the offhanded funny things she says will definitely be a little bit of a hit. She's a joy. She's just pure joy. So how can you not love that?
Nobody knows for certain what awaits us in Andromeda. Though our long-range scans have provided a map, there are no guarantees on a voyage that will take us 2.5 million light-years away from home. That's where the Pathfinder team comes in. My name is Cora Harper, second in command on the human Pathfinder team. It's our job to find and secure potential golden worlds, identify settlement sites, and start the process of building our new home. We act under our own authority and represent the tip of the spear in Andromeda. Every arc has its own team, and every team has its own Pathfinder, senior mission officers, experts in survival, diplomacy, and if that fails, combat. Our Pathfinder on Arc Hyperion is Alec Ryder, whose pioneering service history speaks for itself. A skilled soldier with N7 ranking and a talented scientist, Ryder was a member of the original task force who traveled through the Charon Mass Relay and took humanity's first steps across the galaxy. Now, he's preparing us to tackle the next great frontier, Andromeda. Liam specializes in crisis response. Every team needs its idealist, and Liam is ours. Sarah and Scott Ryder are Pathfinder's son and daughter, and former Alliance recruits fresh off tours with the Arcturus Station Outpost and Prothean Artifacts team, respectively. And myself, Lieutenant Cora Harper. To be brief, I'm a biotic, the team's operations specialist in charge of ground missions, and I spent the last 4 years serving alongside Asari commandos. And finally, our last team member, Sam. Short for Simulated Adaptive Matrix, Sam is an artificial intelligence designed by our Pathfinder himself. From his node in the Ark, Sam receives a direct feed of the Pathfinder's sensory input via a neural implant. It sees and feels as Ryder does, providing him advanced situational awareness, problem solving, and even tactical enhancements. All members of the Pathfinder team receive implants, allowing them to communicate directly with Sam. The individuals who make up this team are everything the Andromeda Initiative represents. A chance for the bravest and the brightest to come together for something bigger than ourselves. If you have what it takes to join us, we'll make sure there's a bunk on the Tempest with your name on it.
Welcome to the Mass Effect Andromeda gameplay series. In Mass Effect Andromeda, you are the Pathfinder, the ultimate adventurer in a vast, unexplored galaxy on a mission to find a new home for humanity.
Can you make it somewhere tropical? Nice, warm ocean, summer year-round?
Our first video will take a look at weapons and skills. Andromeda's action is built around fluid, fast-paced, third-person combat. Our combat offers amazing freedom of movement with the use of a jump jet that allows you to jump, evade, and even hover while you're fighting. You'll also notice a new dynamic cover system that allows you to seamlessly use almost anything, including your own vehicle, for cover. All this freedom allows you to approach the battle in a way that suits your gameplay style. Let's take a closer look at our weapons. In Mass Effect Andromeda, there are 4 categories of guns: pistols, shotguns, and sniper and assault rifles, plus a range of melee weapons for up-close combat. All guns are available to every player. There are no class restrictions. So if you decide you want to try something new, it's as easy as switching your loadout. Guns and gear in Andromeda fall into 3 technology types based on where the tech comes from. Milky Way weapons typically use physical projectile ammunition that's similar to the types of weapons you might be familiar with from our original games, with some advancements, of course. These are high-impact projectile-based guns. They're great against most non-shielded targets, but require you to keep an eye on your ammo. Remnant weapons typically use beams, have a high rate of fire, and are extremely accurate. They use the overheat system and don't rely on ammo, so you'll never run out of ammo, but you'll have to wait for your gun to cool down from time to time. Helios weapons are technology from civilizations that live in the Helios cluster of Andromeda. They are generally plasma-based, which means they are slower speed, but benefit from heat-seeking technology. While some are charge-based, the longer you charge them before releasing, the harder they hit. Melee weapons vary in both damage and speed. Hard-hitting hammers do maximum damage, while lightning-fast shivs or swords allow you to get in and out of harm's way with maximum speed and precision. In addition to weapons, you can also develop skills and abilities. Like the weapons, there are no restrictions on what skills you can choose, and each of the 3 main categories is designed to facilitate a certain style of play. Combat skills are great if you want to focus on weapons, gear, and making your character the ultimate soldier. These skills focus on improving weapon damage and accuracy, as well as giving you the ability to use flak cannons, grenades, trip mines, and more. Tech skills allow you to equip your Pathfinder with more experimental weaponry, or focus on strategic improvements for you and your squad. Cryo beam and flamethrower give you more offensive punch. while skills like Invasion or Energy Drain weaken your opponents and make them easier to take down. Want a little extra help? Deploy your own assault turret. Last but not least, biotics. By controlling dark energy, your Pathfinder can harness the power of mass and gravity. Biotic skills like pull and throw allow you to literally control the battlefield, using your enemies as a shield or even a weapon. Abilities like Annihilation Shield or Singularity can disrupt and damage anything or anyone caught up in their powerful grip. Each skill can be upgraded to become increasingly more devastating and effective. Each also has choices to make when upgrading, offering you more ways to customize your playstyle. Now that we have the basics down, let's put this into action. In this case, our Pathfinder is equipped with a sniper rifle and a shotgun, and they've got their 3 powers selected. You'll notice that different enemies each behave in unique ways. Some will keep their distance and try to snipe us. Others will charge right in and try to flush us out of cover. Sticky Grenades is an advanced version of the Omni Grenade combat skill. They're effective against just about anything, but they have a limited supply. Enemies each have different strengths and weaknesses. For most, headshots inflict maximum damage, but you'll need to pay attention to their health bars. Yellow means they've got armor and won't be as susceptible to certain weapons and powers. Blue means they're shielded, and in addition to being more resistant to biotics, you'll generally need to deal with those shields before their health goes down. And just like you, their shields will recharge if you don't finish them off quickly. Tactical Cloak is a tech skill that allows you to evade enemy detection and inflict increased damage when attacking from cloak. And finally, Overload. Another tech skill that's great for taking out enemy shields and synthetic enemies. By holding it before releasing, you can even chain it to multiple enemies. And this is just one of the hundreds of combinations of weapons and skills you can try in Andromeda. Stay tuned for future installments where we'll show you our profiles to give you an added boost in combat, favorites which allow you immediate access to your sets of powers so you can change up on the fly, and squad skills and commands.
Take cover! Take cover!
Peggy 16.
Okay.
Okay, hello.
Hello.
Natalie Dormer plays Lexi Tapero, who is the doctor on board the Tempest.
She's an Asari. Scott Ryder, the Pathfinder wants you all on your feet right away. She's got some experience and wisdom under her belt, and in that way she's able to advise the player. She isn't without emotion or compassion, so she sort of tries to walk the line of just the professional doctor, but sometimes she tips over it.
It's a seizure. Her brain can't handle the connection.
She's got some great wry lines, some dry humor in there. It just means you're still shaking off your nap.
Sorry, that's the last book in the series. The author died before it was finished.
It's so huge, and the production value on this series is just extraordinary. Every single discipline within the project is at its top level, from the design to hopefully the acting involved to just every single level of production. It's people at the top of their game. I had a bit of a moment earlier when Gethin Anthony's voice came in over across my cans. He's doing the voice of Gil in Andromeda. It's kind of a weird one hearing Renly Baratheon and Marjorie Terrell in different guises. Ta-da!
Welcome back to the Mass Effect Andromeda gameplay series. In this video, we will take a look at profiles, favorites, and your squad. As you level up in Mass Effect Andromeda, you'll gain access to dozens of skills and over 300 skill upgrades. You're free to pick any skill without being limited to a class, which allows you to create a Pathfinder that is totally suited to how you want to play. As we discovered last time, there are 3 main types of skills in the game: combat, tech, and biotics. As you unlock skills over the course of the game, you'll also start gaining access to profiles. There are 7 types. Let's take a look at 2 of them: the Adept, and the Explorer. The Adept profile is perfect for players who want to specialize in biotics. As you choose more biotic skills, the Adept profile will give you bonuses to suit your playstyle. And as you can see, choosing Adept gives bonuses to duration and damage of your biotics. The more you invest in those skills, the higher level profiles you can unlock. Or maybe you want to be more versatile, choosing some combat mixed with biotic and tech skills. This will unlock the Explorer profile, giving you perks and buffs that enhance all your abilities. And of course, you can swap these profiles at any time, allowing you to keep the action fresh, giving you a number of ways to tackle every battle, and making sure you never feel locked into a particular style of play. This brings us to favorites. Favorites are a quick way to map 3 skills and a single profile to one slot. Anytime during combat, you can switch between one of these 4 slots, giving you access to up to 12 of your favorite skills during the course of a single fight. Here's an example. In this battle, I've equipped a favorites loadout designed for long-range combat, utilizing cloak and a sniper rifle to suppress oncoming enemies. The sniper alone isn't enough, so I'll deploy an assault turret and toss some grenades before switching to my second favorites loadout. It's designed for close quarters combat. Loading these new abilities puts them in a cooldown by default, so I'll have to make do with my shotgun until they're ready. The Fiend is too powerful and I'm not in any position to take it out immediately, but my new favorites are ready. I'll make my getaway using Biotic Charge and then maneuver around this group of enemies. This favorites loadout is particularly combo friendly, so I'll engage by comboing Cryo Beam and Lance for an explosive result, then clean up with my shotgun. It looks like the Fiend has taken an interest. I'll do what I can from a distance before switching to my third favorites loadout, one that emphasizes ranged biotic abilities such as Backlash and Shockwave, as well as Flamethrower. Let's see if we can find a better vantage point and stall the Fiend's approach. Using Backlash, I can shield myself from oncoming fire and deflect it back at the enemy. This is particularly useful against large crowds of enemies. However, this horde is scattered, so I'll need to regroup. Looks like the Fiend has other plans. I'll stand my ground by using Shockwave and then follow that up with Flamethrower. The Fiend is hurt, but it's going to take more than that to defeat it. Switching to my final favorites loadout, I'll engage the Fiend with soldier-focused abilities. Let's finish it off with Flat Cannon and Trip Mines. And when it comes to combat, don't forget your squad. Each of your 6 squad mates has 3 active and 2 passive skills. In this case, Cora uses her biotics as a support character, and Drac is a bruiser who can soak up lots of damage. Not only can you set your squad up around the battlefield, ordering them to defend locations, attack targets, or rally to your side, but you can also team up with them for devastating power combos. Power combos activate when you or one of your squad mates primes an enemy or groups of enemies, setting them up for the kill. Then you or a squad mate jumps in to detonate and finish the job. And you can always level up your squad mates to make them specifically good at priming or detonating targets. Subscribe to see the next installment in the gameplay series for a look at exploration in Mass Effect Andromeda.
We're explorers first, but it's a new galaxy. We need to be ready for any situation, including combat. I'm Liam Costa, Security and Response Specialist for the Pathfinder team. Before we set out, you need some basic firearms and mobility training. The name of the game is adaptability. Only so much cargo space on the Arks, so initiative weapons and armor, designed to be customized multiple times in the field. There's 4 main types of guns to work with: pistols, shotguns, assault rifles, and sniper rifles. Pistols are your standard medium to short range weapon. Easy to aim and fire, and low recoil so you can shoot on the move. Lightweight, quick to reload. When you're ready to punch it up a little, Carnifex pistol with grenade launcher augmentation for the advanced user. Next, shotguns, perfect for getting in close. Shotguns are simple, for large targets, grouping, or just some extra kick. They hit hard with a wide shot pattern. Like all our kits, they're highly adaptable. A personal favorite, katana with laser shells. For obvious reasons. Next up, assault rifles. High rate of fire for covering fast targets and making short work of shields. And if you watch your recoil, good at distance too. If you can see your mark, chances are you can hit it. it. Augmentation of choice, Avenger with electrical conduit. Pistols are your standard medium to short range weapon. Easy to aim and fire, and low recoil so you can shoot on the move. Lightweight, quick to reload. When you're ready to punch it up a little, Carnifex pistol with grenade launcher augmentation for the advanced user. Next, shotguns, perfect for getting in close. Shotguns are simple, for large targets, grouping, or just some extra kick. They hit hard with a wide shot pattern. Like all our kits, they're highly adaptable. A personal favorite, katana with laser shells. For obvious reasons. Next up, assault rifles. High rate of fire for covering fast targets and making short work of shields. And if you watch your recoil, good at distance too. If you can see your mark, chances are you can hit it. Augmentation of choice, Avenger with electrical conduit. Last in the queue, sniper rifles, the heavy hitters. High-powered, accurate, and long range. They'll take down almost anything while it's still a speck in your scope. Now, guns aren't everything. Close quarters training is a must. Do you have the finesse for an Asari biotic sword? Or the muscle for a Krogan hammer? Some of you have biotic implants, or advanced Omnitool tech. Biotic abilities can shape the world, and if fighting is unavoidable, they'll be your go-to. Any object can be a projectile, even your target, or just toss them into the air and give squad mates an easy shot. When you're manipulating combat at a gravitational level, almost anything is possible. Omnitools are tools, and they're just as useful for defense and offense. With tuning and training, they can be outfitted to freeze, burn, or electrify. And never underestimate a tried and true Omniblade. Options are key. I prefer a little of everything, but if you focus on certain skills, you can do amazing things. Biotic Specialist, Adept is the path for you. Feeling tactical, Sentinel is the way. Want to get in fast and shake things up? Vanguard. Have a look at each specialization, and you'll get an idea of what they can do, what you can do. Last but not least, let's talk mobility. Fun mobility. Jump jets. Need the high ground? You've always got it handy. A quick dash will get you out of an attack path. Like everything else, jump jets are adaptable if things get rough. Nothing better for exploration. The initiative is about a new beginning, pioneering. With the right gear and the right skills, we'll be ready for anything. Everyone has a role. And most importantly, we've got each other's backs.
Welcome back to the Mass Effect Andromeda gameplay series. In our first installments, we took a closer look at combat gameplay. Today, we're diving straight into the heart of Mass Effect Andromeda, exploration. In addition to beautiful story missions, Andromeda is filled with worlds to explore.
No way this is home.
Our story is contained within the Helios cluster, a portion of space populated with dozens of star systems. And the Tempest is where that exploration begins. You can navigate star systems using the Tempest galaxy map. From planets to moons, to anomalies and starships, wherever you are in Helios, you'll now be able to see everything that exists outside the ship's main windows in real time. In Andromeda, there are over 100 planets to discover, and a handful of beautifully crafted worlds can be landed on. And that's where the adventure really begins. Each world you visit has its own story, its own characters, and of course, its own challenges. Today, the world we're going to visit is called Eladin. Exploring the opening landing area called Paradise, you'll quickly discover that the heat on this planet can be deadly. Water is scarce, and mysterious ancient artifacts dot the landscape guarded by dangerous remnant creatures. Basically, to live here, you have to be desperate, or Krogan. But even the Krogan aren't happy, and they don't trust anyone from the Initiative, least of all a Pathfinder. How you deal with the Krogan and these challenges will ultimately determine your success on Eladin.
We need the Krogan, and the Krogan need us.
Before you set out, you'll get an update from your AI, pointing out key locations.
The Remnant monolith suggests this was indeed supposed to be a golden world.
We're going to start the adventure by heading over to the Krogan colony, but the choice of where to go is ultimately yours. Our all-terrain rover, the Nomad, is key to quickly covering the expansive landscapes throughout Andromeda. You can also enhance the Nomad with a series of functional upgrades designed to give you better turbo boost, higher jumps, better handling, and more. While you're exploring, one of the key objectives will be to discover locations to call down forward stations. Once found, each of these will act as a fast travel point and allow you to change your loadout or call the Nomad if it gets lost or destroyed. They also offer resupply and protection from any environmental hazards. Our conversations at the Krogan colony point us in a few directions. Exiles are causing trouble at their base, the Flophouse, and a derelict remnant ship may have a drive core the Krogan are in desperate need of. Let's head to that ship and see what we can find. Out here, we are more exposed to the heat. In Andromeda, all of the planets have localized and/or global hazards. The Pathfinder and the Nomad are both separately outfitted with life support systems that help protect against these hazards. But once you run out, you'll need to find a safe location or a forward station to recharge.
I'm reading a normal temperature range, Pathfinder.
As you travel throughout the world, you'll find new areas to explore, new characters, and new storylines. Ultimately, all of these discoveries will help raise the viability of the planet. Increasing planet viability does two things: allow for the creation of an outpost and upgrade the Nexus, the Andromeda Initiative space station. Before a planet can support an outpost, you'll first need to get its viability to at least 40% by pacifying threats, allying yourself to locals, solving environmental problems, and accomplishing specific tasks related to that planet's story. For example, in the case of Eladin, your relationship with the Krogan will determine whether you can build here or not. Regardless of whether you build an outpost, your exploration and discoveries will also give you Andromeda viability points. Reaching thresholds will allow you to upgrade the Nexus and wake up more colonists from cryosleep. Who you decide to wake up will determine what perks and advantages you'll get. Will you wake up scientists to give you an edge in research and development? Military personnel to give you an edge in combat? Or merchants to give you a leg up when trading? But of course, not everything on these worlds will be so straightforward. Andromeda holds many mysteries, not the least of which is a vast network of ancient vaults. Simply figuring out how to access one of these vaults is a challenge in and of itself that can take you across an entire world. Once inside, you'll need to rely on skills from every element of Andromeda gameplay, including exploration, environmental navigation, puzzle solving, and combat to get them back online, and then make it out alive. And resolving the mystery of these vaults may just hold the key to survival in Andromeda.
This is unbelievable.
At its heart, Mass Effect Andromeda is a game of discovery and exploration. The choices you make and the places you go, let you blaze your own unique trail through Andromeda. Whether you're exploring the depths of a crashed starship or delving into the core of an active volcano, the more you engage with the world around you and the characters in it, the more that world will surprise you with what's waiting just around the corner.
It's really going to be something, isn't it?
With the search for solid ground and safe harbor. The search for our golden world. I'm Suvi Anwar, part of the Nexus science team and the science officer assigned to the Tempest. I'm here to explain the basics of the golden worlds we're planning to inhabit. Without mass relays, our first wave of arcs will focus on a pocket of stars called the Helios Cluster. In a galaxy of 1 trillion stars, Helios has rich resources and 7 promising golden worlds. We have labeled habitats 1 through 7. These worlds represent our best chance to find a new home. Golden worlds should not just be capable of supporting life, but should also be rich in minerals to supply our colonies and the initiative itself. The Nexus requires vast quantities of helium-3, water, ice, and element 0 to continue functioning. The more resources we gather, the more upgrades we can complete on the Nexus's infrastructure. The more colonists we can then awaken from cryosleep. There's no way to know for sure what state these golden worlds will be in until we get there, but our surveys have given us some preliminary data. Habitat 1 is an arid world with vast underground rivers. Despite the dry desert climate, temperatures are well within a comfortable range for settlement. Habitat 2, a large moon orbiting a gas giant, is expected to be rich in minerals and could potentially act as a resource for generations to come. Habitat 3 plays host to lush jungle canopies and rolling hills. While Habitat 4's scan suggests an immense wealth of liquid surface water, making it an ideal candidate as a life-sustaining world. For Arturian and Quarian colonists, Habitat 5 appears to be a perfect home for dextroprotein life. Scans suggest Habitat 6 has wide oceans and a temperate climate. Last of all, Habitat 7 currently has all the markers of a tropical paradise. This will be our first destination upon arrival 600 years from now, and quite possibly your future home. Pathfinder teams will investigate these planets to determine their viability. This includes everything from pacifying unforeseen threats and allying with potential indigenous populations, to solving environmental problems in an attempt to secure suitable placement for settlement outposts. Once an outpost is established, word is sent to the Nexus and more colonists can be awakened to continue the migration process. For those of you taking these first steps, it should also be noted that some worlds may already be the sovereign soil of an existing culture, a concern we will need to treat with respect. Our new home is out there, waiting to be discovered, and these 7 worlds represent our best chance to make that dream a reality. We've done everything in our power to give you a head start once we arrive, but the next steps now lie firmly with you. Your path in Andromeda is our future, and every step brings us closer to home.
We dream of exploring the unknown, discovering what lies beyond.
The entire initiative is at risk. None of the Golden Worlds panned out. They're a bust. We need to find more resources, but that takes people, and we can't wake them up. Now more than ever, we need a Pathfinder.
Maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm blind, thinking I can see through this, see what's behind. Got no way to prove it, so maybe I'm lying.
No way this is home.
That's why I'm here, exploring the unknown.
Who are these guys?
Visitors just like us.
Oh, get her on the shuttle now!
Nice work, kid.
I'm only human, after all. I'm only human, after all. Don't put the blame on me. Don't put the blame on me.
Meridian is mine.
He has access!
No more mercy. Kill them all.
I'm only human, I made mistakes. I'm only human, all it takes is put the blame on me. Don't put the blame on me. I'm only human, after all. I'm only human, after all. Don't put the blame on me.
Now you are a part of the first wave of arcs arriving in Andromeda, our new home for humanity.
Welcome back to the Mass Effect Andromeda gameplay series. In this video, we'll focus on multiplayer, which enables you to take on new adventures and further challenges beyond the single-player campaign. Multiplayer is a cooperative mode that encourages and rewards teamwork. Up to 4 players join together to survive escalating waves of enemies, complete a series of objectives, and extract from the battlefield. Let's jump right in. First, choose your character kit. There are over 25 character kits available at launch, including species from both the Andromeda and Milky Way galaxies. Each has a unique set of skills and abilities suited for different playstyles. From here, customize your loadout. Like the single-player campaign, multiplayer weapons utilize Milky Way, Helios Cluster, and Remnant technologies. Each technology type gives you an edge on particular types of enemies. Over 40 unique weapons will be available, with more arriving in the months to come. Any character can use any weapon. There are no class restrictions. Best of all, you can modify and upgrade weapons to give you an edge on the battlefield. Boosters are another element of your loadout, granting additional attributes like cryo ammo, increased shields, faster skill cooldowns, or even extra XP. I'm hopping into battle as a Turian Havoc Trooper, equipped for medium to long-range combat with a skill focus on combat and tech abilities. Our Solarian Operator is equipped for medium to close quarters combat with a skill focus entirely on tech abilities. Our Human Adept is also equipped for medium to close quarters combat, but she's rolling into combat with a skill focus entirely on biotic abilities. Last but certainly not least is our Krogan Engineer. This bruiser of a teammate is going to play a vital role in supporting us should things get tough. Looks like everyone's ready. Let's get to it. Here we're on Firebase Sandstorm. This is Wave 4. We're taking on the Remnant, which will be arriving in greater numbers than in previous waves. We'll need to work as a team if we want to survive. Here they come. Wielding a Black Widow sniper rifle, I'll pick off some enemies with my squad mates. The Remnant have excellent combat range, and our position seems jeopardized, so we're going to rush ahead into the buildings where we aren't so exposed. The Nullifier and Assembler are stronger enemy types, but they're no match against a good fire combo. Still, the Remnant are advancing on our flanks. I'll post up behind cover and lay down fire with my assault rifle while my shields recharge. Looks like there's a clear path through these buildings, so we'll dart around and attack them head on. In periods of calm like these, always consider using the supplies you've carried into combat. It seems we caught these observers by surprise. Using our powers combined, they won't last long. Remember, the best kill is a combo kill. The Remnant force has dwindled significantly, but those that remain are starting to swarm. Just like us, they're stronger together. It looks like our Krogan teammate needs some help. You can approach and revive fallen squad mates anytime, but be careful, as this will leave you exposed to the enemy. It looks like there's still a few stragglers. Let's send them out with a bang. We've cleared the wave, but they'll be back, and in greater numbers. Make sure you and your team are ready. At launch, there will be 5 multiplayer maps, including Sandstorm. They are Firebase Zero, an outpost built into an asteroid. Firebase Icebreaker, a fueling station on a frozen ice-covered planet. Firebase Magma, a foundry set on a cooling river of lava. Firebase Derelict, an abandoned Ket ship. And Firebase Sandstorm, a vacated Milky Way species outpost set in a sprawling desert. At the completion of a match, all players' XP, credits, and medals are added up and awarded to each player, so there's no need to compete with your teammates. Use your XP to upgrade your character and evolve existing and new abilities. Use your credits to buy packs and unlock weapons, characters, and mods. Then, put your strategies to the test in the next match. There's another way to engage with multiplayer missions called Strike Teams. From the Tempest, launch the interface for the Strike Team missions. Here, you send Apex Strike Teams on important missions for the Andromeda Initiative. You earn rewards from these Strike Team missions that can be used in single player. Missions can either be completed by your single-player Apex Strike Team or by you in a multiplayer battle. As you play, you'll quickly figure out what works and doesn't for each character. Here are a few tips to help you jump directly into your first match and play like a pro. Always check your supplies before starting a mission. You never know when you're going to need an extra revive pack or a Cobra RPG. Begin your multiplayer adventure with the tutorial mission to earn some helpful rewards. Use cover. It's fast, easy, and it'll save you from taking too much damage. Play as a team. Stick together, support each other, and communicate. Working together is the only way to ensure humanity's survival in our search for a new home. We'll see you in Andromeda.
Being Pathfinder is a serious job. You sure you're ready for this?
New galaxy, a new ship. I can't wait to get both a little dirty.
Maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm blind, and I can see through this, see what's behind. Got no way to prove it, so maybe I'm lying. Oh!
You have led your people to their death.
They want to fight, we'll give it to them. I'm only human, made mistakes. I'm only human, it's all it takes to put the blame on me. Don't put the blame on me. I'm only human, after all, don't put the blame on me.
Everyone's counting on us. Let's bring them home.